Hello, good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss another classification system, that is Carl Woolf's Three Kingdom classification system. So, in our previous lecture, we discussed regarding the Five Kingdom class system, and we discussed different types of the kingdoms, including Protista, Monera, Fungi, Animalia, Plantae, etc. So now we are studying here the Carl Woolf's Three Kingdom classification system. In classification, we discussed that all the bacteria, all the plants, all the animals which are present on our earth, it is difficult to study each and every plant, each and every animal, each and every bacteria in detail, and therefore it is necessary to classify the organisms in different classes, in different kingdoms, in different families. So, different systems of classification are there. We discussed five kingdom classification system in our previous lecture. Now we are studying Carl Woolf's three kingdom classification system. In the early 1970s, Dr. Carl Woolf and other scientists began to find evidence for a previously unknown group of prokaryotic organisms. So it is observed that the organisms which are having primitive type of the nucleus, they are said to be prokaryotic organisms. So scientists began to find the proof regarding the prokaryotic organism and their existence. So these organisms were lived in extreme environments, deep sea and hot spring, as well as acid lakes, as well as in dead sea like environment. So bacteria appeared were prokaryotic, and these were named as archaebacteria. So it was found that the organisms which are found in extreme environment in the sense in which there is a low oxygen tension or low oxygen concentration, or in which there is a temperature is high, as well as certain cases there is acidic pH. So these are the environmental conditions which are extreme, means they are not so favorable. In favorable condition means optimum pH, optimum temperature, or biological temperature, biological pH. So in normal environmental condition, organisms are definitely found, but it was observed that these bacteria which are found in extreme condition, means certain, or you can say somewhat unfavorable condition. So in deep sea in the sense whenever there is a salt concentration is high already, but in deep sea oxygen concentration will be also less. In hot spring, the water temperature or environmental temperature is very high. In acid lakes, again the acidic pH is there. It means that these are some environmental conditions which are abnormal one, or you can say extreme environmental condition. Even in such type of the environment, organisms are found, and these organisms were called as archaebacteria. So three distinct domains of organisms were found by Carl Woolf. Archaebacteria is one of them. The archaebacteria which is living in extreme environmental condition, and these archaebacteria include methanogenic bacteria as well as extreme halophiles and hyperthermophiles. See here, methanogenic organism means the organism which are producing methane gas. Extreme halophiles means halophilic means they are salt loving or which require high salt concentration. The organisms which are found in the sea or in ocean where the concentration of salt is high, these organisms are said to be halophilic organism. And hyperthermophiles, again we can say the organisms which are living in very high temperature or temperature range, you can say. So methanogenic organism, hyperthermophilic organism and halophilic organism, all these are said to be archaebacterial organism. They are classified as archaebacteria. The archaebacteria possess the following characters. So what are the major characters of archaebacteria? Archaebacteria means no bacteria which are living in extreme environmental condition. So these organisms have different characters, or the characters are somewhat different from other cells, other bacteria. So one character is that they are prokaryotic as usual. The bacteria means they are having primitive nucleus. The nucleus is not well developed. So the bacteria, archaebacteria are primitive or prokaryotic in nature. And these bacteria have membranes composed of branched hydrocarbon chains attached to glycerol by ester linkage. One particular character is observed here. They are having branched hydrocarbon chains, and this chain is attached to glycerol and ester, means fatty acid may be there, or glycerol is there and ester linkage, by ester linkage these are attached. The cell wall of Archaebacteria contain no peptide glycan. There is no peptide glycan. In our usual bacterial cell, if we observe the composition of bacterial cell wall, then it is found that in bacteria, peptide glycan will be the major component of the cell. But in Archaebacteria, no peptide glycan is there. Peptide glycan is absent in archaebacterial cell wall. Then the archaebacteria are not sensitive to some antibiotics that affect the bacteria, but they are sensitive to some antibiotics that affect the eukaryotes. Eukarya means eukaryotic organism, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So the archaebacteria are not sensitive to some antibiotics. We know antibiotics are used to control the bacterial growth. For example, we are using penicillin, streptomycin in order to combat the, or in order to control or to inhibit the growth of bacteria. But these organisms are sensitive, so we are using. But it is found that the archaebacteria are not sensitive to some antibiotics, but they are sensitive to some antibiotics which are affecting the eukaryotes. So some antibiotics, they may be sensitive, and these are affecting the eukaryotic organism. So these bacteria contain rRNA that is unique to the archaea. These bacteria means archaebacteria, they contains RNA as a nucleic acid. So ribonucleic RNA, rRNA, that is ribosomal RNA, that is unique to the archaea. It is very important part of archaebacteria. It is indicated by the presence of molecular region distinctly different from rRNA of bacteria and eukaryotes. So whatever ribosomal RNA is present in bacteria or in eukaryotic organism, the rRNA present in archaebacteria is different from the RNA which is present in normal bacterial cell and eukaryotic cell. This is one thing. Means archaebacteria are not sensitive to some antibiotics. That is one character. And secondly, the organism or the archaebacteria contain ribosomal RNA which is having somewhat different structure than bacteria RNA or eukaryotic RNA. Then first example of archaebacterial group is methanogenic bacteria or methanogens. We know methanogens means those organisms which are producing methane gas. So methanogens use only carbon dioxide, hydrogen and nitrogen to produce energy. How the organisms are obtaining energy? The methanogenic organism uses either carbon dioxide or hydrogen and nitrogen in order to produce the energy. Means they are using CO2 or hydrogen or N or nitrogen as an energy source, we can say. And these methanogenic organisms, they are living in swamps, marshes, cut-off, cattle, as well as termites, and generate methane gas. Where do they observe? We can observe this methanogenic organism in case of swamps, marshes means marshy places, as well as in gut of cattle. गट ऑफ कॅटल म्हणजे गाई म्हशी यांच्या गटमध्ये ऑर्गॅनिझम आपल्याला सापडतो. टर्माइट्स अँड जनरेट मिथेन गॅस. दीज ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आर प्रेझेंट इन ruminant animal, we can say cow, buffalo, etc. Because in ruminant animal 4 parts of stomach is there, rumen, reticulum. So that the organisms are harboring in ruminant animal, and as well as in marshy places where there is a high moisture content. So in such places, the organism harbor and they produce the methane gas. Methanogens are decomposers and can be used as sewage treatment. So they can be methanogenic organisms are decomposers. So they are using, that means they are going to decompose some material, organic matter, and as well as they are used for sewage treatment. Whenever we want to carry out the treatment of sewage or waste disposal or wastewater from the community, then we can use methanogenic organism. So by using this methanogenic organism, the organism they are going to decompose whatever organic matter is there in sewage and can produce the methane gas. So they are used to produce methane as a fuel. So they are really helpful to us because they are producing the gas and the methane gas which is used as a fuel. Then second example will be the extreme halophiles. Second example of archaebacteria. The first example of archaebacteria is methanogenic bacteria. Second example of archaebacteria is extreme halophiles. Halophilic organism means the organism which are present in high salt concentration or in sea or ocean. The organisms which are present, they are called as halophilic organism. So they require salty environment, means they require high salt concentration for their growth, even 10 times salty than ocean water. So the salt percentage of ocean it will be 7, 10 like that. So it means that in the normal, as compared to normal salt concentration, 10 times more concentration of salt is there in ocean or in the salty environment. So that type of the environment will be suitable or favorable for halophilic organism. Some of them prefer up to 30% concentration. म्हणजे काही हॅलोफिलिक ऑर्गॅनिझम जे आहे ज्यांना खूप सॉल्ट लागतं ते 30% सॉल्ट पण टॉलरेट करू शकतात. दीज बॅक्टेरिया लिव्ह इन द डेड सी अँड अदर सॉल्ट लेक्स. जी खाऱ्या पाण्याची सरोवरं आहेत अशा ठिकाणी ऑर्गॅनिझम ग्रो होतात, सर्वाईव्ह होतात, कारण त्या ठिकाणी जे सॉल्ट कॉन्सन्ट्रेशन आहे ते त्यांना फेवरेबल असतं, म्हणजे अबाव 15% or 20%. And they can, that means they require 30% or they can tolerate up to 30% salt concentration. So this environment in which the salt concentration is very high, in that environment the organism can be surviving. That is the extreme halophils. The third example will be extreme thermophils. Thermophilic organism means those organisms which are requiring high temperature. So these organisms prefer temperature above 60 degrees centigrade or near or below freezing. Means either below freezing the temperature is required or they are having the required temperature above 60 degrees centigrade. These thermophilic organisms live in hot sulfur springs as well as Yellowstone National Park and deep sea. Yellowstone Park, hot sulfur spring, these environments are having high temperature. So in this high temperature, the thermophilic organism can survive. Thermus aquaticus is the example of thermophilic and Pyrococcus. So Pyrococcus and Thermus aquaticus, these are the two examples of extreme halophilic organism. So this is regarding the archaebacteria. The second group of the organism will be bacteria. So we know bacteria are very small in size and these are prokaryotic in nature. Pro means primitive. So the bacteria, they are not having well developed nucleus. They are having primitive type of the nucleus which is not mature one. Cell wall is there, cell membrane is there, but nucleus is not well developed. Nuclear membrane is not there. Golgi bodies, mitochondria, these contents or these cellular organelles, they are not present in prokaryotic organism. So these organisms are common in our daily life and they encounter many more times than the bacteria, archaebacteria. These organisms possess following characters. The bacteria, archaebacteria वेगळे आणि बॅक्टेरिया वेगळे. तर archaebacteriaमध्ये आपण बघितलं एक्स्ट्रीम हॅलोफाइल्स, थर्मोफाइल्स आणि मिथॅनोजेनिक ऑर्गॅनिझम, हे 3 एक्झाम्पल बघितले. आता बॅक्टेरिया कसे असतात, कॅरेक्टर्स काय काय आहेत. सो बॅक्टेरिया आर प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल्स, means primitive type of the nucleus is there, so they are called as prokaryotic cell. Like the eukaryotes, they have membranes composed of unbranched fatty acid chain which are attached to glycerol by ester linkage. युकॅरियोटिक प्रमाणे त्यांची जी मेम्ब्रेन आहे ती मेम्ब्रेन फॅटी ॲसिड चेन आणि ग्लिसरॉल या दोन मेजर कंपोनंट्सनी बनलेली असते आणि त्याच्यामध्ये ईस्टर लिंकेज तिथे जोडलेले असतात, फॅटी ॲसिड चेन, ग्लिसरॉल वगैरे. सो इन बॅक्टेरिया अगेन अनब्रांच फॅटी ॲसिड चेन इज देअर अटॅच टू ग्लिसरॉल. So what are the characteristics of bacteria? The bacteria are sensitive to traditional antibacterial antibiotics but are resistant to most antibiotics that affects eukaryotes. काही ऑर्गॅनिझम हे अँटीबायोटिकला सेन्सिटिव्ह असतात, म्हणजे जे आपले ट्रॅडिशनल आपण जे वापरतो पेनिसिलिन, स्ट्रेप्टोमायसिन, ॲम्पिसिलिन वगैरे, पण काही बॅक्टेरिया रेझिस्टंट पण असू शकतात. म्हणजे जे अँटीबायोटिक्स युकॅरियोट्सना सेन्सिटिव्ह किंवा युकॅरियोट्सना अफेक्ट करू शकतं त्या अँटीबायोटिक्सना काही बॅक्टेरिया रेझिस्टंट पण असू शकतात. म्हणजे त्या अँटीबायोटिक्सचा बॅक्टेरियावरती काही परिणाम होत नाही. काही सेन्सिटिव्ह आहेत, म्हणजे काही ऑर्गॅनिझम अँटीबायोटिक्सला सेन्सिटिव्ह आहेत, पण काही ऑर्गॅनिझम अँटीबायोटिक्सला रेझिस्टंट पण असू शकतात. So bacteria contain rRNA or ribosomal RNA that is unique to the bacteria as indicated by the presence of molecular region distinctly different from rRNA from archaebacteria and eukaryotes. Ribosomal RNA which is present in bacterial cell that is unique one, म्हणजे सगळीकडे तोच व्यवस्थित एकसारखाच असतो. rRNA that is ribosomal RNA which is present in archaebacteria and in eukaryotes that is different from bacterial ribosomal RNA. Bacteria includes mycoplasma, cyanobacteria, gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. In bacteria, we find 4 types. Either they are cyanobacteria, or they are gram-positive, or gram-negative, or they are mycoplasma. मायकोप्लाझ्माला सेल वॉल असत नाही. सायनोबॅक्टेरिया हे नायट्रोजन कंटेंट किंवा नायट्रोजनिस जास्त कंटेंट असणारे बॅक्टेरिया आहेत. ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह, ग्राम निगेटिव्ह, these 2 categories of bacteria we are classifying those organisms depending upon the cell wall composition. ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह आणि ग्राम निगेटिव्ह हे 2 बॅक्टेरियाचे मुख्य प्रकार आहेत. काही बॅक्टेरिया ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह ग्रुपमध्ये येतात, काही बॅक्टेरिया ग्राम निगेटिव्ह ग्रुपमध्ये येतात. तर हे जे क्लासिफिकेशन किंवा डिस्टिंक्शन आहे हे सेल वॉलच्या वरून आपण ठरवलेलं आहे, डिपेंडिंग अपॉन द कंपोजिशन ऑफ द सेल वॉल. सो इन केस ऑफ ग्राम पॉझिटिव्ह वी फाइंड cell wall is made up of only 1 layer. In gram negative we find cell wall made up of 2 layers. As well as content of peptide glycan is much more in gram positive as compared to gram negative. In gram negative peptide glycan percentage will be less. In gram positive percentage of peptide glycan will be high. Similarly, the cell wall is more complex in gram negative because it contains lipopolysaccharide, phospholipids, etc. Proteins, lipoproteins. In case of cell wall of gram positive organism, peptide glycan and teichoic acid will be the major components. So depending upon the cell wall composition, the organisms are classified as gram positive and gram negative. Mycoplasma are also bacteria. Cyanobacteria are also bacteria. Cyanobacteria, photosynthetic bacteria. Then the eukaryotes. Prokaryotes means bacterial cell. Bacterial cell represent prokaryotic or primitive type of the nucleus. Eukaryotes means true nucleus is there. So eukaryotic organism possess following characters. These bacteria have eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell means true nucleus is there, somewhat well developed as compared to prokaryotic cell. So like the bacteria, they have membranes composed of unbranched fatty acid and attached to glycerol and ester linkage. म्हणजे बॅक्टेरियल सेलसारखीच त्यांच्यामध्ये जे मेम्ब्रेन आहे ती फॅटी ॲसिड ग्लिसरॉलनी बनलेली आहे. दे पजेस द सेल वॉल ऑर लॅक द सेल वॉल. समटाईम्स वी फाइंड दॅट द सेल वॉल इज देअर, समटाईम वी फाइंड दॅट सेल वॉल इज नॉट देअर. सो eukaryotes having a cell wall do not contain peptide glycan. Peptide glycan component is major in bacterial cell wall, but in eukaryotic cell peptide glycan is not there in cell wall. पेप्टाइड ग्लायकॉन असत नाही यूकॅरियोटिक सेल वॉलमध्ये. बॅक्टेरिया कंटेन रायबोसोमल RNA that is unique to the bacteria as indicated by the presence of molecular region distinctly different from ribosomal RNA of archaea and eukaryotes. So here also the rRNA is there, which is different from this eukaryotic or prokaryotic organism. So this is regarding the eukaryotic organism. Thank you.